How's it going, everyone? King Blacktooth here. Welcome to another video. This video I'm going to be discussing the closed beta and everything that sort of revolves around that. Things that you should know before the closed beta and during the closed beta. Some of which are how to get into it, what time it starts, how you get your keys, which is quite important. And then, any new information revolving some of the mechanics around Gwent, which you may not have been aware of since the Kill the Server stress test. Or, if you haven't been keeping up, there's some things which I think would just be helpful for you when you're playing the game. So let's start with the closed beta, and it begins on October 25th. Now, how to get closed beta keys? Well, they've stated that on October 25th at 7 PM CST time, which is presumably when the game is open and available to play, they'll send the first wave of beta keys out to your emails with the emails that you signed up for the closed beta with. Okay, so that's 7 PM CST. For UK people like me, that's 6 PM GMT plus 1. Okay, and they're going to be sending multiple waves, so if you don't get one straight away, an email that is with your code and how to download it and stuff, then try not to panic, although you probably will, because I know I will panic. They've recently sent emails out telling you this sort of information. Some people have it, some people don't. My email went into a promotions folder, so just make sure to have a look and find out where your Gwent newsletter, what folder they go into, so you can get your email easily, so you can see it a lot easier. And they are planning to have more than one wave of keys, most likely in the same day, hopefully. So if you get into the closed beta, you'll get a key on October 25th, 7 PM CST time, to your email, okay? And that'll give you also instructions on where to go to download the game, and how to use your key in certain respects for both the PC version and the Xbox One version. Okay, and the signing up application process for Gwent the closed beta will still be active while the closed beta is ongoing. So we don't know how long it's going to last, but you can still sign up if you're new and you haven't signed up already. Feel free to do so. So the next topic is the Gwent pre-launch Twitch stream. So CD Projekt Red will be doing a Twitch stream of Gwent on October 24th. 7 PM CST time again, so that's one day before the closed beta. Okay, so they'll be doing this at their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CD Projekt Red. You can go there now and follow if you want, so you can get notified when they go live. I'll probably do something, maybe host them or something like that. So if you're following my channel, then I'll move you on. I'll ship you onto those guys, okay? Because they're going to be showing new footage from Gwent the Witcher card game. Most likely there's going to be changes. They're going to be discussing things. They'll answer questions that we hopefully either give to them either via Twitter maybe, or via the Twitch chat or something like that. So they're going to play a couple of rounds of Gwent. They're going to go through and talk about deck building, maybe give us some hints. We might see some what kind of cards are available to us at the beginning of the game, because I'll go on to that later, but you might not have access to all of the cards. We don't know yet. And then they're going to open some card packs, also known as Kegs in this particular game. Okay. So regarding Gwent and the beginning of closed beta, because of this new information here where they're going to be opening kegs of cards on their stream and building decks and stuff, as well as some other developer comments on the forums and Discord and stuff like that, I think it's very, very, very likely, I think everyone kind of agrees that it's very likely that we won't have access to all of the cards in the closed beta that we got to see on the Gwent database. We're going to have access to a beginner's, assortment of cards for all factions, like you would when the game kind of releases. And this is where watching the Gwent Twitch stream on October 24th might come in handy, because a lot of us have built decks on Gwent database, but if we can get a bit of an advantage of seeing what cards are available during the stream, then we can build decks in anticipation. For beginning, when we can just go in and build the decks that we want, knowing what cards we might have at the beginning, which is really important. So you might not have access to all cards. You'll have to build basic decks and then play against each other and get currency from winning. We got currency during the Kill the Server stress test, I remember. Okay, where you buy kegs of cards, which are card packs, but now from this day are referred to as kegs of cards. Okay, because alliteration, boys. So and then we'll buy kegs of cards in the shop, because they want to test the shop, is one of the comments the developers said. So it may also be true that they are going to be testing their real money purchasing of kegs of cards. So you might be able to spend real money to buy kegs of cards and then open them. So if they actually let you buy kegs of cards with real money, they'll probably go for the Hearthstone model on reimbursement and stuff like that. So this is no confirmation, just purely speculation here, but it makes the most sense. So what they would do if they're following Hearthstone model is you buy kegs of cards and you open them during the closed beta because they're testing their shop and they're opening card packs, they're testing all that kind of business. Okay, and when the game gets released, beta progress gets wiped at the end of the closed beta, at least anyway. So you will lose those card packs that you bought with real money. However, when the game is released, they will reimburse you either with the currency the kegs were worth or reimburse you the kegs themselves. So that is the most fair way, and it also accounts for inflation or deflation based on card prices as well. So for the most part, this is again just speculation, but if they let you buy kegs of cards with real money, then come release, your beta progress will get wiped and they'll probably just reimburse you with currency equal to the value of those kegs that you bought, or the kegs replacements, and then you get to open them twice, which is cool. Just to recap, we don't know this is 100%, but it's very likely that we're just going to get a general assortment of cards, much like when the game releases, and the shop will be active for both currency and probably real money as well. So regarding the opening general assortment of cards that we could get at the beginning of the game, which is not confirmed yet, but so regarding the general assortment of cards that you could get at the beginning of the game, because you haven't got access to all of them, and buying kegs of cards with real money, I wanted to just chime in personally. I'm not going to be buying card packs at the beginning of the closed beta. I know a lot of people are, stacking up their wallets, getting ready, and they're going to buy a large portion of kegs of cards at the beginning of the closed beta. I'm not going to be doing that for several reasons. I will be buying card packs at some point. I'm not going to buy a huge amount because, for one, I'm not that rich, and for two, progression is a big thing for me. I want to feel like I've earned the cards, and every time I open a card pack, I want to be excited. If I buy tons and tons and tons of cards, anytime I get a keg of cards after that, it's not going to feel very interesting because I'll have most of the cards. They'll all be duplicates and stuff. So I want to still get that progression, but I might buy some to support the developers, because you may have noticed I'm quite passionate about this game, and I do like it a lot, and I want to just expand, give myself a little bit of breadth as well in terms of what cards I can have access to. But the main reason I'm not going to do it is because, as a person who creates tutorials, guides, information, tips and stuff like that, I think it's very important for me to experience the game as a free-to-play player, at least for a while, because I want to see how fast you get currency, how fast it allows you to start building a sizable deck up, changing your strategies a little bit. I want to definitely see if a free-to-play player is able to compete against somebody who's bought loads of cards, and the way you do that is by me playing a free-to-play account and then, fighting against people who have better strategies or more options, should I say, on the cards they put into their deck, and seeing if I can win against them and stuff. And so that's the main reason I'm not going to be buying card packs at the very beginning, but I think I will do eventually. I don't know how long. I might not be able to last a day, but I'd like to think I can. But, well, we'll see. So that's generally the idea I'm going to have. Not buy card packs at the very beginning, and then, or maybe purchase some, but just leave them unopened for a while. Just to experience the free-to-play players experience. I want to experience that, so I can give some tips to new players on what kind of decks feel good for new players and stuff like that, and how to really compete against players who have bought more options with the cards they put in. So regarding Gwent, I just want to go briefly over some extra intricacies on Gwent which may have changed recently, which new players might not be aware of, which will help them at some points. You veterans will probably already know this information, so at this point I should probably just say thanks for watching, everyone. But for the first thing, let's go over the strength values and buffs and debuffs. So if you have a unit card, in the top left hand corner you've got its strength value, which is the number, and this number is white, and that's its original strength. So you place that card down and that's its original strength. Okay, that strength gets added to your total strength. So if a card gets buffed above its original strength, then its number will turn green, which indicates it's been buffed above its original strength. If it gets debuffed below its original strength or wounded in some way, then it will turn red. So if you've got that card on the board and it's been buffed or nerfed below its original strength, if you pick it back up, or remove it from the board in any way and then bring it back onto the board, it will get put back onto its original strength. Okay, so any green buffs or any red debuffs get removed when the card is removed from the board. And when it gets placed back onto the board, it will be back on its original white strength. Okay, now there are some examples in the game which buff original strength, and it does say that in the description. So buffing original strength will mean that when it gets buffed and its strength goes up, the number will remain white. And that's really important. That means if you pick it back up or remove it from the board and place it down again, it will stay on its buffed strength because its strength is now white still. Okay, so you can buff and debuff, which will turn the number different colours, or you can buff by original strength, and original strength won't disappear when the card gets removed, but any green buffs or red buffs will disappear when the card gets removed and placed down again. That's the first thing that I wanted to discuss. So the second thing I want to mention about the closed beta is that the turn timer is now 60 seconds, up from the kill the server stress tests 45 seconds. Okay, so you've got 15 extra seconds, nothing more fancy than that, no time bank, no grace period after you played a card, just 60-second turn timer, which is hopefully enough time. I feel like that could be enough time to play a particular card. So my next point is buffing cards now generally act as a one-time use, affecting the units which are on the board at the time of play, not necessarily a passive buff which retroactively buffs everything afterwards. So, for example, if you add a Hawker healer, which adds 3 strength to every non-gold unit on the particular row, when you place that card down, all the units on the row at that time, when placed, will get +3 strength. Now, if I play any cards afterwards, they're not going to get the +3 strength, because the Hawker healer and things like Commander's Horn only actually buff as you place it down. You can pick the Hawker healer back up, using some mechanics, and then place them down again to reactivate its ability, but you can't, place things afterwards and expect it to get buffed. Now, there is one exception to this, which is Craven Revived, but it has particular text on its description which says that it, activates this way, and that's it gets played, and then anything else you play afterwards does get the +2 strength. So that's the only exception to that rule so far. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this was useful to at least some of you. I know that it won't be useful to like veterans or people which have been scouring the internet. It's just basic information for any new people or people that have not been searching the forums and stuff. So if you did find it useful, I'm glad I could help. So I hope I see you in the closed beta. I hope you get into the closed beta. I hope I get into the closed beta. I'm actually feeling pretty confident about it, not for any reason that I have inside information or feel like I'm important in any way, just that I feel like they're going to try and get a lot of people in, I feel, and you won't be, if you don't get into the closed beta immediately, then you'll get into it very soon. You wait until the 25th when I'm panicking. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you hopefully very shortly. Alright, guys.